Happy rails to you. Welcome back, my friends. Happy rails to you. It's good to see you again. Happy rails to you. Please keep watching. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's G-Man, My World 67. I just wanted to do a quick video for documentation and to share this new arrival with you on today. Well, I got this package in the mail late yesterday, and the story on this is that a gentleman, I had purchased a Marx Canadian Pacific $3.97 from, had sent it in the mail, and that was back in September, and I never received it. And so I waited, I don't know, a couple of weeks. And I called him and talked to him. And he said, well, it was sent out on such and such a date. And I said, well, great, but where is it at? So I tried to track it. He sent me the tracking number. I tried to track it. And it said that they had the post office said that they had the package, but it didn't have any other tracking information. And so I'm like, did it get lost or what? Anyway, to make the long story short, the tracking information never changed. It showed that they were in possession of it. But it didn't never show where it was at or what was taking it so long. And finally, the gentleman told me, he says, well, look, I'm just going to refund you your money. So he did. He refunded me my money. And long story short, I thought, okay, yeah, that's good. I really wanted that engine because that's the one Canadian Pacific engine that I do not have. And so, or have not had. And so he refunded my money. Then, I don't know, last week, he sent me a text, and he says, I'm sending you another engine. And he apologized again and said it was free gratis. And that I hope, he knew it wasn't what I wanted, but he hoped that it would work for me. Well, here it is. This is it. I want to share it with you. Canadian Pacific Marlines, which I've had a couple of these before. As a matter of fact, I just got rid of one of these. As a matter of fact, a couple months ago, 2 or 3 months ago. And this is the Marline's version of the Canadian Pacific, which would have been, Marline's was like Joyline, the lower end, in a way of speaking, of the trains. Or I should say the medium end, probably. Joyline line was actually probably the low end. But there was nothing wrong with them. Marlines are just as good. It's the same, actually the same quality. I don't know why they were a little cheaper, but they were usually a little cheaper, and Marlines usually went out to stores. Now, I will say this, Marlines hardly ever you saw anything but Marlines on their product, except for the cars. They would run anything. They were used to make up generic sets. That's what Marx did with them. To just put it bluntly, they used it to make up generic sets. And so Marline's Canadian Pacific actually was a Canadian Pacific engine, but it would be a Marline's engine, and it would be pulling like this is. As he said, he sent me some cars, and let's see what we have. We have a 6-inch Middle States oil, and an NYC caboose. We'll get rid of this paper. This must be the tender. And a New York Central tender. Now, I'm not sure if this tender actually would make up a proper set for this or not. It would be a New York Central tender, but this type of tender primarily was always with the 999. And I have seen it with Canadian Pacifics when they've done the generic railroad set. But usually the Marx generic railroad sets even came in the Canadian Pacific, usually came with a Canadian Pacific tender. Now in the 391s, and the 494s, which this is a 494. Yeah, see, this has the dovetail. And this is pre-war. Huh. You can see it there. This is the early scissor coupler, more of a dovetail. So I'm thinking this actually went with a 999 tender, but it doesn't matter. Can't hook the cars up to this like it is, but that's not a problem. Tab and slot won't hook to these, but it will hook to the later scissor couplers. So anyway, engine in 3 cars. Originally I paid $19.99, I think it was, or $19.98, something like that. For the engine. He threw the cars in, and that was for the other engine I was supposed to be getting, the 397. And so it ended up that I got another engine and 3 cars, a basic set, for nothing. which it would have cost me $19.99 plus he was charging me $12 shipping. So for a little over, say, 31 bucks and some odd cents, I would have had an engine. But now I have, for nothing, a whole set. I appreciate that. I hope he's watching. That was a nice gesture. He didn't really have to do that. He wasn't at fault. I think it was lost by the post office. But there it is. And so, let's see if this runs. So, as you know, or may not know, that I have been gradually decreasing some of my inventory and out of my collection, because as I repaired stuff, a lot of this old stuff that I've had for a long time, it was in duplicate. And so I've been culling out for the last couple of years, gradually getting rid of a lot of engines, a lot of duplicate stuff. And so I counted the other night, and I looked at what I had gotten rid of, and I've gotten rid of over 275 engines over the last 2 years. So that's Marline and American Flyer and various other types of trains. So that's quite a bit in downsizing. And I am actually, except for the boxes I haven't opened yet, but in my junk boxes, I am completely out of trains. I've got some shells left, but I've only got like 2 or 3 motors, and I'm out of parts. I think I still have a couple, 2 or 3 Lino engines that may be complete that I haven't repaired or gotten rid of. But other than that, everything else is hasn't been opened, never been opened, that I've purchased, or it's things that were packed away and have not yet been unpacked. So we plan on doing that too in this next month. So really want to get the layout up and going so we can run some trains. Let me quit talking and let's see what this train's going to do. Well, it lights up. It's trying. It's like it's stuck in reverse. There it goes. These wheels are super dirty. Like it hasn't been cleaned or run in quite a few years. The contact is very, very dirty. And it's also crooked for some reason or another. We can fix that. And so let's take a moment real quickly and we're going to clean these wheels. I'm taking a piece of, I think this is 100 grit sandpaper. And I'm just going to I don't know whether you can see me or not. I'm going to move this camera around a little more. And we won't try to clean them up real good. We'll just get them clean. See what happens. Now, actually, overall, this engine looks pretty clean. Yeah. There's a lot of other ways to do this, guys. This is one of the quickest methods for me. And it's pretty thorough. Actually, if you do this and go all the way around the wheel and do them a couple of times, and it doesn't take very long to do them, as you can see, your wheels will be really clean. What I'm doing right now is just trying to get, it's a lot of grease. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's what it is. And I probably could have squirted some alcohol on there, maybe, and just rubbed off most of it. That's an accumulation of track, dirt, and grime, little oxidation probably over the years. I'm doing that wheel and forgot to do this one. There we go. Okay, that looks good. And while we've got it, yeah, see, it's still a lot of grime there, even though the wheel is kind of shiny. This engine ran quite a bit. Let's clean this brush plate up also. Not brush plate, but the contact. The way it tries to move, and it makes immediate, almost immediate contact. I think, speaking of brush plate, that I'll not have to pull the brush plate on it, and hopefully not even clean the armature. While I got it in my hand, like I say, we're going to go ahead and spray some alcohol down in the armature. Now I'm looking down at the armature, And just that little bit of running that it tried to do looks like it tried to clean it up. Yeah, we'll spray that down in there. We're going to spray a little on the wheels too. Won't hurt. Alcohol dissipates. And wipe off the excess. Now we'll put it back on the track and see what happens. E-unit sticking on it just a little bit. We can spray some alcohol up in there too. And this actually runs quiet. See if we can get a little alcohol up in the E-unit. Where are you, E-unit? Not very good. Might have to squirt some WD up in there. On the sides on most of these frames, they have holes right by the E-unit so that you can actually squirt something in that. Look at that. Got enough alcohol in it to make a difference. And so we have a good running train, and that's probably the original light bulb in it. I don't know, but it still works. That's amazing in itself. That's at 10 watts. There it goes. So it will actually begin to move at 10 watts. That's a good motor. All right, so I just thought I'd share my find with you, or my exchange with you. Originally less than $30. Now free. Marx, Marline's $4.94 that runs. And I don't know whether you noticed it or not, but the paint on that is worn. And may have been touched up with a marker. which we all do, right? But other than that, it's in really nice condition. I'll clean that up and I'll put some of the clear acrylic wax on it, or polish, or I'll spray it with clear. But it really doesn't need anything. Just maybe I'll just put that acrylic on it, and it'll be like a new engine. Once I get it up and going, the more I run it, the better it will get. I have very few engines that will start to pull at 10 watts or 10 scale miles an hour. Most of them about 15 or 20. Okay, well, there you have it. Just thought I'd do a quick video that's turned out to be maybe not so quick a video. But there it is, the Marlines. Like Ben always says, don't overlook the junk. I say, never look a gift horse in the mouth. All right, that's all for now. As always, if you enjoy your trains, operating them, running them, working on them, customizing them, working on your layout, whatever it is that you do, then you should have happy rails. That's all for now. Bye-bye.